G'day folks, welcome to an OCC Queensland Daily Weather Up today, the 28th of the 2nd, 2023. My name's Chris Nitzo. This update brought to you by our major sponsor, TownsvilleSheds.com. Check them out if you're in the market for a shed-safe accredited shed. Before we get stuck into the Queensland side of things, let's just have a quick look here. Vanuatu is going to cop a battering. They're going to cop a battering from Cyclone Judy, which is coming into the island nation today. But they're also going to cop a battering coming in behind that. There's another cyclone in a couple of days' time. So let's have a look. Tropical Cyclone Judy here, Category 2 at the moment, likely to intensify further. Might just show a slow intensification trend as it pushes right over the top of the island group here. And then the southern islands of Vanuatu are likely to cop the worst of the battering from this particular system. And you can see the general track here from the JTWC suggests the system will pass right over the top or very close to Port Vila and then continue to track south to south-southeast. Good news there for New Zealanders is that this one's expected to remain well to the north of you. But bad news here for Vanuatu because it is expected to make a direct strike. And not just a direct strike and then move on, but a direct strike on multiple islands as it basically parallels the island chain. So it moves basically in the same direction as the island chain is situated. So unfortunately, this is an extended and prolonged period of weather for the Vanuatu Islands. And then behind it, as I mentioned, there's another system coming through. So looking at our high-resolution modelling from the HWRF, we can see that system intensifying very slowly over the next 12 hours or so as it comes onto the coastline. 1 p.m, 4 p.m. Queensland time, you can see it making landfall there over the top of the islands. And then as it pushes away from the main islands, it starts to intensify sharply. So you can see as it starts to get away from these islands where we don't have quite as much land interaction, we see a much sharper intensification overnight tonight into early tomorrow as it hurdles and barrels right into these southern islands of Vanuatu overnight and not overnight, starting from this afternoon, but the biggest most intense impacts happening from overnight tonight into tomorrow. And you can see there it finally pushes away as we go into Thursday morning. Now just when you breathe a sigh of relief that this system's moving away, another one comes in to take its place. Right, so you can see this system pushing away to the south-southeast, right over the top of the southern islands is where it's most intense. But then there's another low coming over from Queensland through the Coral Sea and intensifying here as we push into Thursday. And then by Friday, this system starts to impact the islands again, almost the same sort of areas again. And we're once again moving almost parallel to the island chain as well. So you can see there that it's multiple islands are impacted by the second system as well. The second system may not be quite as intense as the first system, although it is still a fair way out there. We are still talking three days out or so before that second system impacts them. But once again, it doesn't need to be very strong. The follow-up impact can often create more damage than the initial impact because we've already weakened structures and we've already weakened root structures of flora in the area as well. We've already started to create landslides from lots of rain. So this just further exacerbates the situation. So it doesn't need to be as strong to create just as strong impacts on the island chain. So you can see that's coming across on Friday, and by Saturday that has cleared, or through Saturday morning that clears the southern parts of the islands, and then the cleanup can begin. And thanks to windy.com here, we can see that the intensity of those winds increases with this Judy system as it pushes to the south-southeast, with some of these southern islands bearing the absolute brunt of that cyclone. And then in behind Judy comes in the next low pressure system as we push into late Thursday and Friday. It starts to impact our main islands of Vanuatu, gets down towards Port Vila, and we start to see that intensification trend as we go into Friday afternoon, Friday evening, once again for the southern islands bearing the brunt of that second system as well. So lots of rain to be had as well. If we take a look at the rain accumulation for this area, you can see that over the next 3 to 5 days, just a tremendous amount of rain, between 200 and 500 millimetres across parts or most of this region, especially with some orographic lift by the mountain ranges. So pretty serious situation here over the next couple of days, I should say, with two tropical cyclones impacting the region. First one today and tomorrow, second one Friday and Saturday. If you have friends and family in Vanuatu, please make sure that they are aware of what's going on and aware of that second system too. That second system is out here and it's tracking east, and it's going to merge with this low pressure system. They're going to form one low, and then from that low will intensify as it approaches Vanuatu over the next couple of days. All right, outside of that, what do we got across Queensland? Let's get on topic now. We can see that there's lots of showers and storms up around the Cape, and the Gulf, and particularly around the northern Cape York Peninsula too. If we take out the satellite and just look at the radar, you can see the Northern Cape and Torres Strait copping an absolute battering this morning with strong gusty winds coming in on that southwesterly flow. You can see there's quite a bit of shower and storm activity also around the Gulf country. A bit of light patchy rain across far northern inland Queensland. Lots of shower activity, most of it offshore in northeast Queensland. Right, our lows in the Coral Sea, which will merge and become one low tomorrow, still creating quite a bit of a southeasterly fetch on those winds for the day today. 10 to 15 knots widespread, 15 to 20s around the Bowen coastline. Sustained winds, quite fresh there in parts of the coastline. You can see southeast Queensland, those winds are pretty nice, and northern parts of the Cape, that's a pretty weak wind flow for a monsoon at this stage. But there's a lot going on up above the surface there in the winds in the mid levels of the atmosphere, which is resulting in some squally, gusty showers and thunderstorms up that way. All right, as we go into tomorrow, you can see generally winds are decreasing right across the coastline, 10 to 15s close inshore, 15 to 20s offshore. And I suspect we might even get some periods of 5 to 10s close inshore. So for boaties, things are getting better. Okay, from a rainfall perspective, look, we are still going to see quite a few showers around the northeast coast, the northeast ranges, and just inland of the northeast ranges this afternoon across Queensland. Lots of showers and storms up in the Cape York Peninsula area. Quite a couple of showers and isolated thunderstorms around the Gulf country as well. You'll notice there's a little bit of isolated convective activity down here in southeastern Queensland, southeast inland Queensland, southern inland Queensland. We're not too interested in that, but I'm sure that one or two of these might become thunderstorms around the border areas in those hilly country regions. Outside of that, it's all about far north Queensland, folks, over the next 24 hours. Lots of showers, lots of storms in lots of places out there, and the expectation that we'll probably see some pretty decent accumulated falls, albeit pretty patchy because it is shower and storm rainfall. And then as we go into tomorrow morning, you can see convective rainfall once again across the Gulf and Gulf country and across the northern parts of Cape York Peninsula. If we take a look at the accumulated precip, by the time we talk again tomorrow, we can see quite a few showers there around northeast Queensland, quite a few showers and thunderstorms around the Cape and Gulf country and through Gulf of Carpentaria waters. Also notice a couple of very isolated showers and maybe even an isolated storm across the southern interior and southeast interior parts of the state. Outside of that, not too much going on. A reminder, if you're thirsty to know more, head over to join.ozcyclonechasers.com.au, check out our subscription options, help support our work. Thanks for watching this video. I'll talk to you tomorrow.